I'm Chef Monica, the General Mills K-12 corporate chef. I'm here at the Apple House, which is part of University of Minnesota's Landscape Arboretum. What a perfect place to celebrate National Apple Month. As you could probably guess, apples are one of the most popular fruits in the U.S. More than 30 states grow apples commercially, including my adopted home state of Minnesota. This is the birthplace of the acclaimed Honeycrisp apple. I plan on tasting a variety of apples while I'm here, including some that are too new to even have their commercial names yet. Of course, I plan on selecting some to play with in recipes. See you back at General Mills. Welcome back to the General Mills Chef Studio. My colleague Leslie Shirey from the Bell Institute of Health and Nutrition has joined me. Leslie, you missed out on the trip to the Apple House, so I brought you some apples. I need to slip away and finish up my apple recipe display. Leslie, I know I can trust you to share important information about apple nutrition.
Of course, Chef Monica, and thank you so much for the apples. We registered dietitians are always glad to talk about nutrition. First of all, it will likely come as no surprise that apples are one of the most commonly consumed fruits in the U.S. And based on the USDA School Nutrition and Meal Cost Study, the most commonly served fresh fruit in school meals at breakfast and lunch. Unfortunately, that study also found that among fresh fruit, apples were most likely to be thrown away by students. Of course, we want students eating those apples, not throwing them away, because wasted food means lost nutrients. Apples are a good source of fiber and vitamin C, both important for health and nutrition. And fiber, specifically, is something most kids don't get enough of. And did you know about half the fiber in the apple is in the peel? So including the peel is an important part of getting the most nutrition out of an apple. One simple way to reduce waste of apples may be serving slices in place of the whole fruit. When I was looking at research on apples, I came across a study done in elementary schools, which found when sliced apples were offered instead of whole, kids tended to eat more and less were thrown away. And now I think Chef Monica is ready to go. She has some great ideas, which are sure to get kids eating more apples.
Thank you, Leslie. I needed a bit more time, and that was such good information. I always appreciate your additions to Menu Moment.
Absolutely. Happy to do so.
Here are some of the apples that I brought back from my delightful visit to the University of Minnesota Arboretum Apple House. Seeing so many delicious varieties of apples gave me lots of inspiration for menu concepts using all kinds of apple products. My first idea uses these sliced fresh apples that Leslie mentioned. I always hear that kids love to dip, so here is a yogurt-based dip that is great with apples. Speaking of dips, though, don't forget to dip your cut apples in an acidic juice such as lemon, orange, or even the juice drained from canned pineapple. The acidic fruit juice helps to keep the slices from turning brown. There are also commercial anti-darkening preparations available. But back to that yogurt dip that your students will enjoy. This dip is a blend of Yoplait Parfait Pro Vanilla and low-fat cream cheese. An extra splash of vanilla extract with a bit of brown sugar makes an appealing dip. I like to finish the serving cups with a drizzle of caramel or a dusting of cinnamon. I have the dip served here as part of a hearty breakfast that includes Nature Valley oatmeal cinnamon apple rounds. Both the apples and the oatmeal rounds are tasty with the dip. Or you could include veggie sticks and cheddar cheese to make this a grab-and-go lunch offering. Another idea is to cup apple slices served with a yo caramel dip for the fruit component served at breakfast or lunch. These fresh apple nachos are served with vanilla, strawberry, or blueberry Parfait Pro yogurt, along with a garnish of colorful fruit and seeds. Don't forget the crunchy cereal topping is the grain component. 4 ounces of yogurt with 1 ounce of Nature Valley granola for a breakfast offering. This menu idea can pivot into lunch with an 8-ounce serving of yogurt, added carrots, and 2-ounce equivalent grain cup of blueberry Chex. Cheerios are always a kid favorite, and these apple cinnamon Cheerios are perfect for National Apple Month. I have them here as part of a meal that could work as grab-and-go bagged breakfast or for breakfast in the classroom. The next idea I want to share with you started off as raw apples, but you could use canned or frozen apples too. This half pan of apple cobbler is made with a topping from Gold Medal whole grain muffin mix. I've combined 10 ounces of muffin mix with a half a cup of quick oats and a half a teaspoon of apple pie spices. Sprinkle that over 5 cups of chopped unpeeled apples that have been tossed with a quarter cup of brown sugar and a half a teaspoon of spice. Finally, scatter 4 ounces of chopped cold butter across the mix. Bake in a 350-degree convection oven for about 30 to 45 minutes. A number 10 scoop of this tasty side credits as 1 ounce equivalent grain and a half a cup of fruit per serving. In preparing for this menu moment, I learned that about 65% of the apple crop is consumed as fresh fruit, while 35% of apples are consumed as processed products like applesauce and apple juice. National Farm to School Month is also in October. Perhaps you can partner with your library staff and highlight books about growing apples. There are lots of wonderful resources like these so your students can learn about apples and apple products. I bet your students would enjoy knowing that these dried sepals on the bottom of an apple were once part of the apple flower. My final recipe uses 2 processed apple products that schools are likely to always have on hand: applesauce and apple juice. Grandma's Apple Pie Smoothie is in the collection of blenderless smoothie recipes that we have on our website. These recipes are made with our Yoplait Parfait Pro yogurt, stirred together with applesauce and apple juice. Using applesauce gives the beverage that pureed fruit texture expected from a smoothie, but uses only simple equipment. This recipe uses apple juice, but I often use orange or cranberry juice in recipes for a pop of flavor and color. Per 8-ounce serving, this smoothie will credit as 1 meat alternate from the 4 ounces of yogurt and a half a cup of fruit juice from the applesauce and apple juice. This smoothie also includes spices and a kiss of brown sugar for grandmotherly sweetness. Thank you so much for joining us to celebrate apples. Be sure and keep an eye out for an upcoming Hands-On with Chef Monica video featuring an apple donut recipe. See you next time.